There you go.
There you go.
Hi, my name is Jessica, and I'll be talking to you a little bit about culture. Have you ever thought about living in a different country? Well, I know I have. By researching and talking to people that's from Laos and different people that's from Vietnam, I've learned a lot about their culture. And by doing some research and different things, like things I've learned about this might be a little different from our culture, is like the clothes they wear, the food they eat, and the way they greet one another. By listening to this presentation, you would gain knowledge of how people organize and work in different countries, like I said before, like the way they dress and the way they greet each other and the food they eat. Okay, now if y'all don't mind, I would like for y'all to let your mind travel to a country called Laos. In Laos, the men usually dress in pants, and they usually have kind of a plain shirt, and they wear a vest over their shirt, kind of similar to the way people dress in America, basically. But the women, they take a little bit more pride in what they dress, how they dress. All of their clothes are colorful, and they design most of their clothes and everything. And here's something to show you just how they look compared to our American clothes. This is the Laos clothes they usually wear. You can see they're colorful, and they usually have this band around their clothes. And it's like just the men wear it too, just different colors and different things. And if you can look at American clothes, we usually just wear, you know, maybe jeans from like Old Navy or Aeropostale, different stores like that, and just a shirt. But the difference between them is that they're more colorful and they take more pride, and the kind of material they use is called sarong. It's just more, you know, like more silky kind of material. And Americans, when they usually dress more to show their personality. But Laos is more like occasionally like traditional, spiritual, like their clothing means something. Okay? In Laos, they eat some of the same foods that we do, but some of their foods are different. Some of their foods you wouldn't see Americans eating. But some of the foods they do eat, that we eat, are like soup and rice. We all eat soup and rice, you know. We all eat that, and this is just like different foods from Laos, and this is like fried chicken. Everybody eats fried chicken mostly, and macaroni and cheese, biscuits, black eyed peas. But this over here is raw meat. In Laos, they eat raw meat. They can either cook it or they'll eat it raw. They don't mind eating raw meat. And in Laos, they eat with chopsticks. Sometimes they use spoons and sometimes they use forks, but most times they use chopsticks. And they do not like to eat with their fingers. They think that's kind of like not good to eat with your fingers. And some other foods they love, it's called dog meat. They like dog meat, but you know, in America, they always say that your dog's a man's best friend. So in American, you wouldn't catch an American eating dog meat. And this is basically raw meat, and like one of their common dishes is like a finely chopped meat with spices, and that's basically raw meat, or you can cook it, and that's this one. And that's the American food that you would eat in America. Okay? And in Laos, the way they greet people is that they avoid conflict. They don't like conflict at all. And they don't like conflict. So usually by greeting each other, they actually put their hands together and bow like this. But in American, they shake hands. Like if I was with you, I would shake your hand in America. But in them, they kind of bow like this. Okay. And just some things that we might do in America, like we don't mind hugging each other and like showing affection out there. In public, you don't do that, because they don't like men and women to do that. Okay, now that you have learned, now I told you some knowledge about the culture in Laos you know some different things like the food they eat, the clothing they wear, and how they greet people is different. And maybe one day you would like to take a trip to Laos or anywhere in the country just to find some knowledge about their culture.